up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and we're back in the garage again. I know I've done so many intros to videos in here, but the reason for that is because the subject of today's video is sitting in the garage. So she's still broken, guys. So we kind of have an idea for what went wrong. A lot of you guys don't know if you're new to the channel. I know I did just gain a couple of subscribers recently, so welcome, guys. Basically, this is my truck, my 2003 Sport Track XLS, and she's on the Brits. Oh, I'm about to sneeze. Okay, I'll probably not edit that out just for humor. Anyway, as you can see, the engine pretty much is taken apart. The throttle body is right there. The recently cleaned throttle body, might add. And dang, does that look so much? Well, you guys can't really see, but anyway, as you can see, everything's taken apart. The belts are disconnected entirely. The battery's disconnected. Nothing on this thing is currently hooked up. And we think the reason that this thing broke down is because of this guy, the thermostat, but more importantly, the thermostat housing. These things are made out of plastic. This is actually the top half of the housing. This one is actually the fine half. Can't really find, I need to find the bottom half, which is currently not on the thermostat itself, so I don't know where that is. But the thermostat housing is on the first gen Sport Track entirely. It doesn't matter whether you had an 01 or an 05 or anything in between. For example, mine's an 03 and has this issue. They just like to crack. They like to crack, they like to blow up. This is actually the second one I put in since I've owned the truck. It was maybe a few months after I got it. The first one blew up, and it actually blew up because I lost coolant at a very rapid pace, and it was just a nightmare. This time, it appears, if I could find it, I would show you, there was actually a subtle crack. And would explain where there was coolant getting from. I still don't understand how it got underneath the head, because we did look, there is no valve cover, or no, not valve cover, head gasket issues or anything like that. So the thermostat housing appears to be the cause. And I know what you're thinking, Jordan, why don't you go out and get a metal thermostat housing? I don't have the money, and plus the metal thermostat housing is so rare for these trucks because they were discontinued years ago that hardly anybody has them, either on their trucks or in stock. So it's really hard to find one to get a hold of. But this video not only is going to be talking about this, but I'm going to be announcing a few plans for content as well as parts. So the first thing I plan on doing has something to do with the horn. Now, obviously, the battery's not disconnected. I'm hitting the horn button right now, so I'm not doing anything. But I'm going to be looking at a set of supertone horns. A lot of you guys have probably heard of these things before. It's mainly a Subaru thing. Most people who own Subarus put those horns on their cars just for effect, and they are loud. But I was thinking of getting a set for myself for more aftermarket sound. So if people pull out in front of me, they know it's me honking at them and not someone around them that happens to have a similar sounding horn. So the way I'm gonna have those set up is easily on the hood latch. Now, of course, I've got this, I don't know what this is. I think that's a shroud of some sort. And I'm gonna have it dangle down to be about here on the grill, within this area next to the Ford emblem, to where it's noticeable, but it's not like, you know, standing out like crazy. I mean, it will stand out because it is on a blue truck and it has a black grill, so it will be standing out quite a lot. But, you know, not like crazy where it's just like, oh, nice turbos, you know, stuff like that. The next mod I'm thinking about doing is I found a cheap set of it on eBay. Don't judge me. It's a keyless entry push button start system that I've been looking at for months. It's called a PKE system. You guys have probably heard of it before. And it's a really good deal. It's about 60 bucks. And I know what you're thinking, that's really cheap. But I mean, it's an aftermarket keyless entry system. What do you expect? It's not something like OEM. The reason I'm looking at one is a lot of you guys will probably be surprised by this if you're new. This truck does not have keyless entry. Now the kit I'm looking at does also come a push button start, and the reason I'm okay with that, instead of having a key ignition, is I do need another key, because actually it's in here. We left it in the garage with the truck. This is my only key. Well, let me just turn the camera around. This is, well, you guys can't see it. This is my only key for the truck. As you can see, there's no remotes attached to it. It uses the manual door locks on the outside of the truck, which I've had to use since I got it. As you can see, you know, all that crap. And if I get the keyless entry system, it will also add it to where I can hit the button, say like on the fob, just go beep, and it locks the doors just like that. And the push button is also to help with, you know, starting the truck. Because like I said, this is the only key I have. The lighting is horrible in here, but I can't do anything about it since everything's hooked up. But I'm thinking I'm either gonna put it here. This is the ignition barrel that comes on the truck. I'm just gonna turn it because it doesn't do anything, because it's not hooked up to anything. So obviously there, and I'm thinking about putting it on the dash in this area. You guys can't really see it, but that's kind of what I'm thinking about. I wanted to do GTR style and have it down here in the cup holder. I mean, the cup holder's not big enough. I don't have a lot of space to, you know, mount a button to it. That's kind of what's next for the truck. It's actually relatively inexpensive, about $70 for both parts, the horns and the keyless entry system. It'd be a lot of wiring up for both. It's more electrical. Now I know what you're thinking, Jordan, you're finally getting into performance mods. What's next on that end? I haven't really decided yet, because I'm looking at a lot of different options right now. I have pretty good interest in supercharging the vehicle. I've got to kind of get my options together on that though, because I'm thinking about doing, like a lot of people are doing these days, going out and getting the Eaton supercharger off a GM 3800 engine, and swapping that in, because they're relatively inexpensive. I've heard at swap meets can go for as low as $50. So I'm thinking that's a really good place to start. You know, just to get a supercharged truck on the road. I'm not looking for crazy amounts of horsepower. I'm not looking to really go over 305 horsepower at most. I know that's crazy talk, but you drive a truck, you know, you kind of need a lot of power. I understand that, but at the same time, I don't want to go berserk with it and have something that's extremely unreliable. Low boost, more reliability. And this is a daily driver. I do daily drive this truck. It's all I have at this time. So I do need to keep this thing reliable, as much as it doesn't want to be right now when it's still, you know, all motor. So that'll be on the list of things. I will get the motor rebuilt. Don't worry. I've had a lot of people criticize me for this before. I'm definitely going to get the motor rebuilt before I do any sort of forced induction on this truck. I mean, look at it. It's got, well, I mean, you can't see it, but it's got 200 and something thousand miles, 220,000, 230, about 236 miles on it. So definitely not going to be leaving it with, you know, without a rebuild of some sort, getting this motor fixed up and running perfectly. 85 was also an option, but I think I'm going to stick to just 87 octane up to 93 octane, because like I said, it's not, like I've said in the past, in a couple other videos I've talked about this, there's not a lot of E85 available here in my state where I live in Georgia. There's no really big E85 gas stations out where I live, because I live in the backwoods. A lot of you guys who know me personally know I live in the backwoods. There's not really a lot to say about the town I live in. It's kind of small, you know, it's just a tight-knit community kind of place. It's nothing like Atlanta or Savannah or Augusta, where, you know, there's people all over the place, and you know, it's a big city. So like I said, there's not a lot of E85 out here, so that's definitely not going to happen due to availability. Now, the last thing I want to talk about before I end this video off, put the key back in the cup holder so I can cold start it tonight whenever we finally get the thermostat housing in, is I'm going to be remaking some of my older videos. Sorry, I'm just checking the time on the video. Anyway, I'm going to be remaking some of my classic videos, some of the most viewed videos on my channel, actually, from long ago. So the first one, and probably the most important one, is the build history on my 2003 Sport Track. I'll be doing a full remake on that video. No longer going to be using the photo slideshow format I did for that video. I will actually be outside, in-depth looking at the truck, instead of doing like I did with photos and stuff and just highlights from videos. Instead of doing a highlight reel from mod videos I've done in the past, I'll leave the link for the Sport Track Super List, where I've done every single video on this truck, whether it was a Project Explorer episode, which used to be my longest running series on the channel, whether it was just like the more recent stuff where I've been just doing mods and having them on their own videos or anything like that. I will be doing that on that video as well. So basically the whole point of that video will be to just kind of remake it, because like I said, that video is really old. It's been almost, I think, 5 or 6 months since I made that video, and a lot's happened in that 5 to 6 months. You know, at the time, I didn't have my 20-inch motor Magellan wheels. I had the stock 16s, which I sold about a couple months ago after I got these. I didn't have the Flowmaster Axleback exhaust. I didn't have the cold air intake. I didn't have the windshield banner. I didn't have the roof rack delete. I didn't have the interior work. You know, it was basically, at the time, I had just put the ST badges on, and I was like, it's time to make a build history video. But I'm gonna be remaking that video in a new light with every single thing I've done on this truck in one video. Now the next video I'm gonna recreate and remake, it'll be 2 separate videos this time, is a very old video from 2016. I think it was April 2016. Which was the 5 things I hate and love about my Sport Track. And I kind of did a top 10 format in that, where I went to the 5 things I love, the 5 things I hate, off the top of my head. This time around though, I'll be separating into 2 videos, 5 things I love about my Sport Track XLS and 5 things I hate about my Sport Track XLS. There'll be 2 different videos, so you guys won't have to worry about, having to watch a 25-minute video probably on getting everything I don't like. And plus it'll be a lot better because, like I said, it's modded now. At the time I made that video, it was bare bone stock. I didn't have a thing done to it. So that's kind of that, and it's gonna help me out a lot, so I'm not rushing to make content 2 days before they go up like I am with this video. Hopefully though, everything is gonna work out good. She'll be back on the road. I'm basically waiting to do those 3 videos, the build history remake, as well as the 2 other videos, which is a remake of another video, when she's back on the road, once she's running again. Because like I said, I wanna have this thing running so I can do the video either a driving style like I used to do in the past, or something like that. So that's kind of what's on the way for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new, because I'm gonna be doing a lot of cool stuff with this truck. There actually is talk about doing a Georgia Sport Track meet coming soon, and I'm really wanting to go. And if they do finally get everything set in stone on what they're gonna do or not, this is coming through the Facebook group. If you are a Sport Track owner, be sure to check that out, the Ford Explorer Sport Track Owners Club kind of group thing on Facebook. A lot of cool guys. If you have any issues with the truck, they will meet you there and they will help you. And trust me, they've helped me out a lot. Like when I did the roof rag delete, I was afraid of leaking, and they told me what to do to make it better, along with the help of Michael. Basically, that was kind of like the ultimate thing, was having those guys in support, and having Michael, because well, actually, Michael and Casey at the time. I think that was just after me, Michael, and Casey all started hanging out when we did the roof rack delete. Because I do remember now he was in the video, so. But basically, that's all that's got planned. If they do the Georgia Sport Track meet, you are sure as heck getting a video on that. Because I've been wanting a Sport Track one-make meet forever, and now that it appears to finally be happening, I'm really excited. Sure, it's about 2 hours away. They want to do it in Athens, but I have some friends in Athens. I have a friend in Athens that I might try to meet up with if I go out there. So hopefully that all works out. I'm really excited for that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video though. Like I said, leave a like and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys on Saturday with the Boosted Mafia vlog.
We don't want drama, we just want commas. My team tryna eat, I'm thinking Benihana. Love or hate me, all that shit just made me stronger. We the new school, this the alma mater. We don't want drama, we don't want drama. We just want the commas, we just want the commas.